What's up, guys? Dirt Road Soldier. Man, sometimes you got to swallow your pride in this shooting game. And if you want to get better quicker, you got to just be honest with yourself. Sometimes we're really not as good as we think we are as shooters. Man, I remember when I first started out. It's been, God, 12 years ago already? Man, started out with a 308 AR-10. Woohoo! Because 308s were badass, right? Oh, yeah, they were great. Shooting long range stuff that my rangefinder could range, shooting 500 yards. And man, I could hit this plate. This is an 18 by 24-inch plate. Big plate, right? But I could hit it. And man, I felt great about that. I was like, man, I'm a good shot, you know? I'm going to do well at these PRS matches. So I went to my first PRS match. And man, I came in, if not dead last, right above last. Yeah, what a shocker. What an eye opener. Man, I wasn't as good as I thought I was. I didn't know how to read wind. I couldn't even tell which way the wind was blowing or what to hold or what to do. Man, it was just send it, send it, send it, and miss, 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 and not understand it. Once in a while, I did hit a plate, but there was no targets this big unless they were way out there at 12 or 1,500 yards. But there was no targets this big. Now, granted, being home, hitting this plate, yeah, I could hit it in the corner. I could hit it down here. Sometimes I could hit it center, left, right, whichever way the wind was blowing. But the better I got, the more truthful I was with myself that I was not that great of a shot as I thought I was. And I didn't have the money back then to get better stuff. So I had to use what I had. I had this 18 by 24-inch plate. And there are so many things you can do with this plate. Yes, this is a great long-range plate out there at 1,000 yards. That is great. That is a great piece of steel to shoot at. But at closer yardages, within 300 yards, 4, 5, 6, somewhere in there, that is way too big of a piece of plate right there to actually shoot at and think you're doing a good job. Practice on smaller targets. All I needed was some paint and some tape and a tape measure. So I don't know. There's my tape in my pocket. So, you know, when you go to a match, at a PRS match, I mean, 500 yards, one MOA is 5 inches. Now, usually you shoot at a bigger plate. It might be a square. It might be a circle. You don't have these edges here. It's rounded. So error to miss. So if you want to get better at shooting, and have a big plate like this, just be honest with yourself and practice on smaller targets. And you can do that with, like I say, a tape measure, some tape, and some paint. So right now we have a whiteboard. We're just going to measure that out. So what do we got for 5 inches? So we got, all right, so we're just going to take some tape. We're going to taper down just like you're going to do some housework. I mean, it's this easy. And yeah, maybe it's not straight, whatever, but no big deal. So we'll go 5 inches. So it looks like we're 7 all the way to the end. So we'll just measure it to 7, no big deal. So we'll just take it straight across. And now we'll just paint the outside of it, which in my last profession where I worked at, they would tell people to clean their trucks, and people would literally clean their trucks and throw away good stuff. And the place I worked at, they said if anything was in the trash, you could take it home. So you know how many cans of paint I brought home? Because people threw it in the trash, literally. But anyways, you can just paint the outside of it. So boom, right there. So now we'll just take that tape off. And granted, when it's warmer out, this will stick and look a lot better. Won't get as much runs. But anyways, you can be honest with yourself and shoot smaller targets. You can make circles. You can make diamonds. You can make all sorts of different shapes and sizes to practice shooting on this big plate at different yardages and become that much better of a shooter instead of just shooting at one big plate. Now, I did get better too shooting water lines. I'd never understood water lines. People would just paint a straight line across their plate and then get back at 500-600 yards and shoot at it, or even further to adjust their dope. And I never understood that either. But once I understood that, that is a great thing to do too. So if you want to get better, you have to learn how to shoot smaller targets, especially in this game of PRS, NRL. I mean, the targets are small. I'm not gonna lie, they're not big targets. 12 years ago, man, I could probably miss this thing at 400 or 500 yards at a match because I didn't understand wind, and it's crazy how much wind pushes your bullet. But these are just simple ideas for you to try out on your own and see if you can hit them. So let's see. We'll paint another. We'll paint a smaller one. Let's try like a 3-inch square here. So let's see, 3 inches there. All right, let's see what we got there. Is that 3 inches? Ah, pretty close. All right, now we'll just paint that outside real quick. The best thing about it, you can do all sorts of shapes and sizes. So look, we already got a square. We got a little square here. I don't know if I can tape a circle or not, but let's try a diamond here. So but we got a diamond there. So we got 2 squares, a diamond. We can pick. Yeah. I mean, but there you go. I mean, look how easy that was. I mean, look how many targets I just made out of one plate with some tape and some paint, white paint, blue paint, whatever paint you got. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, that's the fun thing about shooting is you can just create all your own targets and stuff. So let's and you get paint all over yourself. Anyways, let's try a small target here. Those are pretty big targets right there. So all right, we'll give it some more white paint, brighten it up a little bit, and see if we can brighten these up too. All right, well, we got the rifle set up. This is a 6-dasher. We just got through painting because you can see all the blue shit all over my hands. And we're just going to see, can we actually hit those little targets that we just painted up on that target down there? It's at 305 yards. Let's find out. All right, from top to bottom, we got left to right. We got ourselves a diamond. We got a square. Below the diamond, we have a rectangle. Then we have a small rectangle. Then we have a small square. And then we have an upside down triangle. So, and we got those, if you look at the upside down triangle, there's actually just a small triangle in that right hand corner and all the way up into the top left. So, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we shot all of those. Let me get a couple more rounds out, maybe. All right, grab a couple more rounds out of the truck. And this is how I practice, honestly. Make smaller targets and shoot at smaller targets. You don't actually have to own the small target. You can just make it just like we did out of paint. And it's quick, fast, and in a hurry, and it's cheap. So let's just find out. We'll start on that top diamond on the left, and then go to the square. We'll go down to the rectangle. We'll go to the small rectangle. We'll go down to that smaller square. We'll go down to the upside down triangle. Then we'll try that small one in the corner, and then we'll go all the way back up to the top and see if we can hit the top. So, all right. You're watching it at the same time I'm doing it. So we're at 9/10. We're 305 yards. 6 dasher. Going hot. Starting on the diamond. We're going to hold, I don't know, 1/10 of wind, I think. All right. We'll see where the wind comes out. That's the best part about it. You see where the wind comes out. Holding center on the diamond. Impact. Maybe a little too much wind. Still in the white, though. That's the best thing about being honest. If you were in the blue, you'd figure that's a miss. All right, on the square. That's a big-ass square. Center up. Impact. All right. On the little rectangle. Impact. All right, on the little woo, impact. Yeah, looks like there's more in the white than there is the blue, so let's say we got it. All right, let's go down to the corner, square, smaller square. Impact. All right, let's go down to the upside down triangle. Impact. All right, here we go. Now the test. We're shooting at the little triangle in the corner, right? The right corner. I'm gonna have to wait till the target quits shaking. I'm just rotating back and forth to the left to right. All right, here we go. Bottom right corner. Impact, my God. If you don't have a dasher, this is why you have a dasher right here. All right, all the way back up to the top left. Impact. Hell yeah. All right. Well, I'm practicing for a PRS match coming up. There's a PRS match tomorrow, actually. And practicing on these small targets because I imagine I'm going to see small targets. So if you're looking for a way to save money and not have to buy steel, you can just buy a roll of tape and some paint and make small targets just like what you saw me shoot right here. And that is how I practice and save money. I don't know if I really save any money because I shoot a lot of gunpowder and lead, but hey man, if you stayed with me this long, thank you. and try it. Try it yourself. Shooting small targets, you'll surprise yourself. And the best thing about it is you translate this over into hunting now. So look how small those targets are. Now when I'm trying to put that bullet behind the shoulder, man, I have the confidence and the know-how, and I know I can do that all day. I mean, you saw how small that little corner target is from the bottom right all the way to the top left, and we nailed it. So you know, when that elk steps out or that buck stands out or the antelope, moose, whatever you hunt, big game, you know that you can put that bullet right there. No problem whatsoever. Whew. Can't wait to go shooting tomorrow. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Does the barrel have to be inside the pipe, or your support inside of the pipe?
I interpret it as the barrel inside the pipe.
Okay.
Like I would say,
all like the same distance.
like if you can get your your bipod feet all up there, I think that's the spirit of the game.
I didn't hear anyone started.
Impact. Impact.